Hi everyone, welcome to On the Other Hand. I'm Ariane Zurcher, and today I'm going to be unveiling my River Rocks small zippered pouch. For those of you who are zipper phobic, don't worry, I am not a great sewer. Machine sewing is not something I feel particularly skilled at. I see the work of other people who do pieced quilts and all kinds of other things requiring really terrific sewing skills, and I'm not one of them. But I do know how to put in a zipper. It's a tried and true method. I feel confident that anyone can do this if you just follow along. It's fully lined, and, well, I'm just going to show you. It's got a cork bottom. I made the little tassel out of silk and pearl. It's a zipper. This little pouch is 5.5 inches tall by 8 inches wide with the boxed corners. I am probably as proud of this little pouch as I've been of anything I've designed. I love this pouch. I wanted to do something that was small because I have this one, my rhino pouch, which is quite a bit bigger, and now there's this one which can fit inside, although I'm going to make a River Rocks themed larger pouch, and I'm going to do a series. So I'm going to be doing a couple of different things with this kind of theme. The background is linen, 2 different kinds of linen. For those of you who have a hard time finding wool, this is a nice alternative because the wool is only used for the River Rocks. This was quite a adventure. I knew I wanted to do a series of River Rock themed designs, and I had actually started with a needle roll as well as a larger pouch, a number of other things, which I'll unveil as they get finished. But I wanted to start with something small because I was new to this design and I wasn't sure how it was going to work. And in my mind, the River Rocks were all abutting each other very closely. And as I began stitching and as I began designing, it became clear to me that that wasn't going to work, and I had to really cull the field. I had to take away a lot of the rocks. I also had this idea that, I had a lot of ideas, and this is one of the things that happens when you're designing. You start with what you think is a really good idea. You then sketch it out or start working on the shapes on your computer or something. And then once I had whip stitched all of these, I had 38 shapes just for the front, for that small pouch. I whip stitched them all down and I started stitching on them, and it was just so crowded. And I kept clinging to this idea that they had to be that crowded. And then I realized why. They don't have to be that crowded. This can be river rocks that are sort of strewn along the bank. So once I allowed myself to stray from the original idea, that's when the fun really happened. But prior to that, I really struggled, and I taped the struggle. And so I'm going to show a couple of clips of me sort of mulling over and feeling in despair about the whole thing, and almost, did I ever get close to abandoning? No, I didn't ever think I'm going to abandon this project, but I did think, this is a slog, until I let go of the original idea and let the design lead me. Then the fun really began. I'm having all kinds of doubts about this project. So often what happens is I have an idea and then I start to make it. And as it develops, if the idea is drawn first on paper, I'm able to manipulate it. I'm able to make colors that I perhaps can't find in actual fabric. So when I then take that design and start to try to create it, I often am disappointed because I find I can't replicate the colors that I drew that I really like, the subtlety of the colors, or I can't find the fabric I envisioned, or I find the fabric and it's not the way I had hoped it would be, or, I mean, there are just so many things that can happen as you take a design from an idea in your mind to paper to then fabric and then add stitching. So while I love this design on paper, I'm liking it less and less as I continue. So here it is, and I've marked it all up because I'm putting in my stitching and removing some shapes as I go, and here it is on here, and I like it well enough, whip stitch down. And there's a part of me that thinks, well, you should just leave it alone. Like, that's it, that's the bag. But the whole point of this was to give me shapes to stitch on. And so now I'm stitching on them. I mean, this is okay. It's a double-threaded back stitch with seed stitch inside. And then this is my silk ribbon tete de boeuf with my bouillonnottes on the inside. And I might do a seed stitch again on the inside here. I don't know. But I'm not loving it right now. I'm sort of feeling like, not sure. What I need to do is just keep going. This was the smallest of the 5 designs that I did. And I did it on purpose, the smallest one, because I wanted to see, I wondered how I was going to incorporate stitching onto these very serene river rocks that are pretty tightly pushed together. And it may be that the next one, I remove some of these, that this is just too crowded. And I don't know. As I said, this is part of the process, and I'm kind of in the middle of that part of the process that often happens where I'm feeling, and I want to stop and just say, no, I don't like it. But I know from doing this a lot that it may be I end up saying, not my best thing. But until I've done more, I can't know that. So I have to just keep plowing ahead, even though I'm not loving it. The best designs, or the most fun designs, are the ones, they're not necessarily the best, but the ones that are the most fun to do are the ones in which I love the design, I start translating it into fabric, I still love it, I start stitching on it, and I just love it even more. Those are the most fun. This is not so much fun right now, but as I said, I'm going to keep going. I had a blast with this. It was so much fun to make, and each next step was a discovery, like turning a corner and coming upon something fabulous. So I have written the instructions. I've hyperlinked to everything that I've done. So I haven't been able to add all the links to the playlist that I'm creating for this project, but there is a playlist, and there will be a hyperlink to that playlist, and so one can just go in there and see as the days go on each video that I edit and add to this project. I'll leave the link for you down below. I hope you'll enjoy it. Don't forget to hit the like button, click on that subscribe button and the little bell that pops up for email notifications. Talk to me. I love hearing from you. So leave me comments in the comment section. So this is the first of what will be many videos covering the River Rocks small pouch. And I hope you'll come along with me as I stitch it and post these videos one day at a time.